because he's saying that women do me a favor. This is the guy saying that I'm gonna come in 2 minutes. Why do women deserve to get me to go longer? This guy like
I used to fuck for a long time because I had an ego and I cared about what women said. I'm grown now, right? I had an ego when I was younger, and I cared about women. I wanted to conquer everyone. I wanted to conquer every woman, and I had an ego. I wanted to be the best person she ever fucked when I was younger. I don't care about stuff like that now. I'm in a relationship; it's different. And if I was single, I wouldn't. I don't care about women about to walk around telling people about. I don't care about that now.
Are you the prize?
Am I the prize? Hold on. Let's talk about that. I think men of a certain stature in general are the prize. However, when they choose a woman, she's their prize.
I said, are you the prize?
Am I the prize? My woman's my prize.
Okay.
That's not what she asked you. Answer the question. It's a yes or no question.
To his woman, yeah.
My woman's my prize. However, if I'm speaking in a realistic sense, I think that a top tier man is always the prize. However, when he chooses a woman, she's his prize. It's easier to find one of y'all than to find me. It just is what it is.
What?
Let's talk about it.
Hey yo.
Nah, don't say that.
Let's talk about it.
Hey yo.
He's not wrong there.
I'm being honest. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong.
You're supposed to think that.
Oh man.
If I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong.
Mathematically speaking, it's true.
He's actually speaking facts because
he's speaking upon himself. So,
but he's not speaking it in reality because he's married, so he's not even on the market to even speak. So he's not in that.
He is on the market. Just because he's married doesn't mean he can't get another woman. He's always on the market.
She got a point there.
If Real Dope wants to have another wife, he can have another wife right now.
But Real Dope saying if he was single, he's correct.
No, Real Dope. If you're married, right? If you want to have another woman, you can do that if that's your choice. You're still on the market.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that. See if she want to have a second wife.
See all that.
We can see if she want to have a second.
Hey, but you can have a slew of women. That don't mean that you actually find somebody that's worth connecting with.
No,
like everybody want to just stay on the quantifiable results. Like it's nothing qualitative that's going on with a slew of women. Like I say, you don't even have a connection with. Like,
the only thing I can go off is what women say, right? That's the only thing I can go off, right?
Okay.
I typically the things that women say that they want, I feel like I possess those things, and I think other women feel like I possess those things, right? So I consider myself to be, and it's not just off of money, right? I got that, but also I got the emotional intelligence. Like my woman, she gets everything. Like she gets everything.
Would you feel the same way if you didn't have no money?
If I didn't have no, I was still that nigga without money. You know, money for me is like within the last 3 years, right? But I always like, you know, when I first met my woman, like I was using her car sometimes, right? But now she get whatever. Like I can't wait for her to upgrade her car. She got an Audi Q8, but I can't wait. I'm trying to get her the big boy Range Rover. She looking at the small one. I'm like, yo, get the big one. I'm like, yo, no, look at this. Why are you looking at the little one? Like I want her to drive some big shit because I like the way it feels when she because I think she represent me, right? So like I'm like that for my woman. She gets everything, and I'm not one of them people who like, oh, I put you put your mom before your woman and kids before. No, my woman comes before everybody. It's a partnership for the rest of our lives. It's a partnership, no matter what. That's how it is for me. And I think a lot of women appreciate those traits in a man, right? So that's why I consider myself to be, a top tier guy. However, do you guys know the things that men want in a woman? Do you guys know what men want in a woman?
That
I prefer to always ask them.
Generalize would have to be something that's specific and individualized depending on the man that we're talking about.
Bro,
we just said the same thing. I said I prefer the man to tell me. It depends on who the man is.
1,000 women,
loyalty, on a safe space, like
80% of what y'all say is gonna be the same. Like, what are we talking about right now? If you put 1,000 y'all motherfuckers in a room and say, what do y'all look for in a man? 80% of your
no. He said, do we know what a man wants from a woman?
So okay, cool. You put niggas in the room. It's not gonna be much different between us either. It'll be more difference in what y'all look, how y'all look than anything. But what we want y'all to be as women, it's not gonna be much deviation there. So it's not hard for a dude to say, hey, well, I know that women like tall niggas. I know women like niggas, you know what I'm saying, that are attractive, that can dress, that are emotionally intelligent, all these things, and the money. And then he can self-assess and say, okay, cool. These women want 9 things. I got 8.5 of them. He's clearly in the top 1% of women of men because he things he has. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem for y'all is that y'all looks tend to be what gets you in the door. And for people in his position, it's a million bad bitches for every nigga that's got all his shit together and checks 8 of the 9 boxes. It's a million of y'all.
I'm offended.
And it's one of me. I'm gonna just throw that shit out there in the experience that I'm gonna deliver to you. You ain't gonna find, and you could throw your hand if you want
I'm not talking about you specifically, like the anecdotal part. That's not what I'm talking about. Just the fact. We'll just say, assume I would just accept the assertion that all of y'all are bad bitches, right?
No, you can't do that. Don't do that. That's a lie.
There's a million bad bitches for every nigga with his shit together. It's a million of them.
And I live in Atlanta, and they're all my neighbors.
Satisfy him and go back to the question that you just asked.
That's not the point.
They're all my neighbors.
Yeah,
matter of fact, they outside right now.
And can't name one of them
satisfied. These pretty out here.
The odds of a nigga not being able to find a girl can satisfy him out of a million bitches is slim to none.
It's a million of them.
The difference is the difference lies. The difference always lies in getting this man to actually want to be with you seriously. Right,
I can't get him to do anything.
The man that has all of the traits that you possess, right? Getting him to be with you seriously. That we're not going to act like that's easy. The women I know dating coaches who get paid to tell y'all common sense. All we do, every dating coach that I know is telling y'all the stuff that men are telling you every day, but you're paying them to tell you what they're telling you every day. It's common sense. We just asked y'all what do men want because I felt like I articulated at least something of what women want. I didn't think anybody disagreed with anything I said, but I asked y'all to talk about what men want. Y'all said, "Oh, it's subjective," but we don't know. Like y'all should know what men want.
No, you want a safe place. You want a woman that's gonna observe you to know exactly what you want and make your situation better and bring value to your life. That's why I said, of course, I can answer it, but what every man wants and what that looks like is going to be different. That's what I'm saying. I know the specifics or the generalizations of it. That's what I'll say. I know the generalizations of it, but the specifications as to each man, no, I can't just sit up here and tell me what Willie want, what you want, what Straight Like That want, what Viz want, what JR want.
We all want the same thing.
Yeah, but it's gonna look different in terms of the way
I don't think so.
Like all of you all gonna want loyalty, right?
I don't think
that
so.
loyalty may look different. All of you all are gonna.
The main differences are gonna be in the physical.
My ex-husband did not want what my ex-boyfriend wanted.
There's nuances, of course. However, all of us on this panel, I would bet, want the same general thing in women.
This is panel, but we're not talking about just panel. There's thousands of people in the comments. We're talking in general conversation because if anything, you can't talk about nothing because you're married. So
you're saying
you generalize it when it comes to you, but now you want to talk about the panel when it comes to what we're talking about. What we're saying is every single man is different, and he's saying, well, that generally we're gonna all be the same, and I don't agree with that because I have an ex-husband which is opposite than anybody I've dated after him.
That's one man. If you go ask 1,000 men what we look for in a woman, we're going to say that it's going to be about 80% the same.
So if you got 3 women saying that every man is different,
anecdotal evidence will never disprove the larger behavior of a group of anything. She said of her one ex-husband, I'm telling you, ask 1,000 niggas, 80% of what we want in women is going to be identical. The most place you're going to see deviation in what men look for in women is the physical appearance. But what we want y'all to do and be, it's not going to be much deviation there. So just because her husband was opposite the niggas, that don't have to do with other 999,000 people in this fucking group sample. So like mathematically speaking, it's inaccurate because again, what you experience with that one person is cool. Unless you don't fuck the other 999,000 of these niggas and then they all do the same thing, there's no mean there. There's no average to have. All you have is that one off, that one exception that you're trying to use to negate the rule. And you can't do that. The same way we say with y'all, if y'all had 1,000 women and you put them in a room, y'all want about 80-90% the same thing in niggas. The only thing that's going to be different is the packaging.
Or maybe the conversation could be different because it's leaning towards the other topic, which are you discussing these needs with like a healed man or a healed woman?
No, so listen. So what we don't get to do is add the filters that saying support our argument.
We
talk about 1,000 random people at random. Only because I'm not trying to be funny. Finding 1,000 healed women, I think, is fucking impossible. So again, 1,000 random people. 1,000 random people of all different levels and categories.
Definitely not.
When you ask us what we want, it's gonna be the same by 85-90% of the time.
Okay,
Like,
you all want loyalty, you want stability, you want the woman to bring value and some extras that I'm probably missing.
I don't think that's what we look for either. Like, we want women to be feminine, agreeable.
Thank you. That's what I've been waiting on.
Loyal and respectful, like all that adding value. I don't think most niggas care about the value that you add financially, especially.
That's not what I'm talking about. I never said the value.
No, Labunita, I don't know what type of guys you be dating.
Add value. What are you talking about?
Because
I said
this is the thing, right?